Noobs. Aren't they precious? Always doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons. But they don't know any better. They're noobs. And today we're looking at the 9 biggest mistakes that noobs make in Pokemon Go. And if you find yourself making any of these noob mistakes, don't worry. I'll tell you how to fix it. Battling Giovanni in a balloon. Now I will say I feel like a lot of people do this because they don't live in an area like surrounded in Pokestops. So the most effective way for them to find Giovanni is just through the balloon, which is fine. Also, finding Giovanni in the wild can be really difficult, but in the balloon it's guaranteed. So why is this a newbie thing to do? Super Rocket Radars are extremely rare and super valuable. So the last thing you want to do is lose one, which is possible if and only if you battle Giovanni in a balloon. If you back out of the balloon encounter before catching the Legendary, the balloon could just run out of time and then fly away with your Super Rocket Radar. Also, plenty of people have just been randomly glitched out of a Team Go Rocket balloon encounter, which stings especially hard if it's Giovanni. I've heard way too many horror stories of people losing Shadow Legendary Pokemon and Super Rocket Radars because they decided to battle Giovanni in a balloon. If you absolutely have to do this, totally fine. But if you don't. Putting meta Pokemon in gyms. This may seem like a good strategy because, well, why not put your biggest and baddest Pokemon in the gyms? They're great for defending, right? And you can flex on your local community? Wrong. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. Gyms don't matter. Obviously, they matter if you're going for a Platinum Gym Defender badge, which I don't have, or if you're going for the daily free Pokecoins. But in order to get the coins daily, your Pokemon have to be knocked out of the gym you're in. So do you really want to be leaving your biggest, baddest, strongest Pokemon in the gyms? Not to mention gyms nowadays are just like extremely easy for medium to high level players to defeat. So even if you do leave one of your best Pokemon in a gym, if someone wants that gym bad enough, they're gonna take it down. So what do you do with your meta-relevant Pokemon that aren't in the gyms? Use them for what they're useful for. PvP and raids. If you have your best Pokemon in gyms and then all of a sudden decide to do a raid, you can't access your best Pokemon to use for that raid. Because if your Pokemon is in a gym, it stays there and it's inaccessible until it gets knocked out. Now, if you don't PvP, you don't raid, and you just want to post up in gyms with your biggest boys in the arsenal, that's fine. But don't make the mistake of making your most useful Pokemon unusable. Prioritizing bad Pokemon. There's a rule in Pokemon Go that many noobs don't quite understand. CP does not equal strength. Far too many noobs have wasted far too much Stardust and rare candy on absolutely garbage Pokemon. You have no idea how many times I've been asked on stream why I don't have a 5000 CP Slacking. Because it's garbage, that's why, it's a waste. If you find yourself constantly powering up random Pokemon and always running out of Stardust, take these tips. Don't power Pokemon up that are just high in CP. Do a little extra research and figure out which Pokemon are actually meta relevant. I've made a couple videos on that. Pokemon like Tyranitar, Mewtwo, and Metagross are all super relevant Pokemon worth your Stardust. Don't rush to complete your Pokedex and waste candies on evolving terrible IV Pokemon just to get them in the Dex, especially rare Pokemon. And look at the IVs! Reading IVs is super duper easy, and good Pokemon worth your Stardust should be at least 3-star and above. I personally don't power up anything unless it's a 4-star 100% or a 98% super duper high 3-star. Candies are hard to come by, and Stardust is the most valuable resource in the game. Don't waste it. Playing with the sound on. Okay, this is more of a meme, but whenever my friends and I are playing, at some point during the grind sesh, someone will turn the volume all the way up on their phone and start spam clicking on Pokemon to just spam their noise out loud. It's me. I'm that guy. But it's definitely a noob thing to do. Like, we all know you're playing Pokemon Go. You don't gotta blast the music for everyone to hear, especially if you have the in-game music on. It's like being that guy walking around with like a speaker blasting. You ever heard of earbuds? Using Incense without walking. Now, you can't really blame people for this because for the past 2.5 years, Incense has been actually fantastic even if you were sitting still. And a lot of new players started playing Pokemon Go or came back to Pokemon Go during that time, so that's kind of all they know. But if this is you, know that that is not how Incense typically works. Before the COVID years, Incense was practically useless if you were sitting still. And it is now again today. The way Incense works is that when you're walking, you get one spawn every 30 seconds. But if you're sitting still, it is a painful one spawn every 5 minutes, which is just really not worth it at all. Not to mention, we did just get a brand new Incense in Pokemon Go, the Daily Adventure Incense. This thing lasts for 15 minutes, and it's rumored you can catch brand new legendary Pokemon with it. Although I've never seen them. This new Incense only works if you're walking. You don't even get the one spawn every 5 minutes for sitting still. You have to walk for the spawns with the new Incense. And if you want to see what spawns you get from this daily Incense, I made a video where I used the Incense for 7 days in a row. Check it out. Wasting Eevees name tricks. If you didn't know, each of Eevees' evolution has a name trick you can use to evolve to it. You basically just name an Eevee a specific name and it allows you to evolve to a specific Eevee evolution. But you can only use this name trick once per evolution. It's honestly a great little Easter egg and way more useful than most people think. For starters, the Eevee evolutions aren't like really meta relevant, so there's technically no rush to get them in your Pokedex. There is a really big brain strategy with the Eevee evolution name trick if you're patient enough to use it. When on your road to level 50, there's a challenge that the name trick is perfect for. In order to reach level 42, a person must evolve to each of Eevee's evolutions. This can be a super difficult and annoying task unless you still miraculously have your name tricks. Again, you don't really need Eevee's evolutions, so if you haven't used your name tricks, it's pretty 5-head to save them until level 42. Throwing straight. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, I literally cannot throw a ball in Pokemon Go without curving it. I am unable to. Like actually, if you could throw a ball straight in Pokemon Go, I commend you. But it's definitely worth learning how to throw curveballs for a couple of key reasons. For starters, they just up your chances of catching a Pokemon, which is already worth it. And you also get extra XP when using a curveball, which really adds up over time. For example, I've caught a lifetime of 187,000 Pokemon. Every time you catch a Pokemon with a curveball, you get an extra 10 XP, which means that is an extra 1.8 million XP I've gotten just from throwing curveballs. And probably the biggest reason why curveballs are so much better is because they're more efficient when quick catching, which is the single most efficient way to catch Pokemon in Pokemon Go. But then again, I am literally incapable of throwing a not curveball, so maybe I'm the noob. Transferring without checking IVs. Now, technically back in the day, we were all noobs because there was no way to check your IVs in Pokemon Go. RIP to all the 100% IVs that were transferred back in 2016. But nowadays, there's no excuses. A Pokemon's IVs are actually super important, although there is a cult of people who would aggressively argue otherwise. Either way, transferring Pokemon without checking your IVs is a huge mistake. A lot of my 100% IV Pokemon I've caught completely by chance just out in the wild, and I never would have saved them if I didn't check to see if I had caught any 100% IV Pokemon. They would all have been transferred. And luckily for us, there is a 4-second strategy to see if you have any hundos caught during the day. You literally sort by recent and search for star. This allows you to see the most recent 100% IV Pokemon, including ones that you might have just caught. Not using Pineapps on shiny legendaries. This might actually be a lesser known fact, but it's an important one. Okay, so legendary Pokemon, obviously some of the most rare, most sought after, and most expensive Pokemon in the game. And due to the pay to win nature of legendaries, candies are really hard to come by for legendary Pokemon. So whenever you could get more of those for free, take that opportunity. And luckily, my fellow noobs, you can. If you find a shiny legendary Pokemon in a raid, it actually has a 100% IV catch rate, which means you can use a regular Pineapple Berry on it and you'll catch it guaranteed every time. And those were 9 noob mistakes and how to avoid them. Hope that was helpful, and I hope we're all one step further away from noob status. If you enjoyed the video, I know you'll enjoy the other ones on screen. Check them out. See you later.